Martin Luther King and 7 other civil rights leaders have been granted a Supreme Court hearing on their appeal following conviction for disobeying an injunction against demonstration marches in Birmingham, Alabama. In their appeal, Dr. King and the 7 other leaders contended that citizens should not have to obey injunctions which prevent the exercise of constitutional rights of freedom of speech.
Plans to cover during the meeting. First on the agenda will be the reports on communications received by the board during the past week. Several of the letters are of particular interest to citizens throughout the San Diego area. Among these are many which encourage the San Diego City College expansion program proposed by San Diegans Incorporated.
Good morning. President Reagan continues to make remarkable progress after Monday's assassination attempt. Reagan was wounded outside the Washington Hilton shortly after making a speech to a labor group. 3 others were also injured in that shooting. Secret Service agent Timothy McCarthy, credited with saving the president's life, was shot in the chest. Press Secretary James Brady was shot in the head, and 4th victim is Washington policeman Thomas Della.
And Bree will be joining Channel 10. She'll be there from 7:30 in the morning and 7:30 and 7:25 and 8:25. You should have told them anyway.
Program. Thank you, guys. Thanks the whole Newscene team. You guys are great.
You're great. And
Attention. With the eyes of some people whose lives revolve around this migration, we will take a close-up look and begin part 1. Los Ilegales de Mexico, the unwanted immigrants.
Chief Fox, we're laid in on foot up here at Miller's. We're going to let them come through the field.
Okay. We're going to head kind of north down here, fellas.
For Agent Abel Monzon and Agent Jack Shipp, working for the Border Patrol is a good job, a job that brings with it long hours and dangerous situations.
Did the universe begin? Will it ever end? How did life evolve from cosmic dust to cosmic consciousness? Probe these questions in The Next Billion Years, a free weekly lecture series with 12 of the world's leading scientists. Join Dr. Margaret Mead, Captain Jacques Cousteau, Lord Ritchie Calder, and others as they discuss our human destiny. Explore with them our future in a cosmic perspective. The Next Billion Years starts now.
Sexual abuse of children is one of the most concealed, most distressful, and most controversial forms of child abuse. The majority of child victims are molested by a family member or someone known to the child. There were over 3,500 cases reported last year in San Diego County alone. It's time to get this problem out of the dark. It won't go away by itself. If you or someone you know needs help, please call the Child Abuse Hotline at 560-2191 for the children.
You have been on the road so many times, so much of your life. I was wondering, how in the world do you get home and have some private life?
Well, you know, I don't very often, but I've thought about that, and the problem is that that if I did that, I'd also have to go back to being a real reporter, which would mean going back to work, and I don't want to do that either. So, you know, what makes it worthwhile is the freedom of it. They let me go where I want to go and do what I want to do. And that job is a unique one in television as far as I know. And every time I get tired and think about going home and settling down, I think about giving up all that freedom. And anybody who's traveled around this country very much knows that it's so rich and varied and full of good stories that if you can travel around it and get paid for it, why, it just seems to me, you know, to be the best of all possible jobs.
If you've ever been turned away from your favorite sporting event because of unfair beverage container ordinances, here's exciting news. Introducing the new Baby Boda Wet Doll Beverage Dispenser. Not a gimmick, not a toy, but a specially designed beverage dispenser that holds up to 32 ounces of your favorite soft drink or alcoholic beverage. This amazing device allows discreet, inconspicuous consumption of beverages at concerts or sporting events. Baby Boda is available at the amazing introductory price of just $1.98. Yes, you heard right, folks, $1.98, plus $19.95 postage and handling. Send cash, check, money order, food stamps, anything to Baby Boda. Trailways Bus Station, Locker 19, Saco Tomato, California. Attention, itchy.
They may be within the law in a strictly legal sense. However, I will attempt to show you that by evicting Mr. Armstrong and myself, They are guilty of violating a different kind of law. They are violating the integrity of the American dream and the place of Mr. Aronowitz's humble apartment building within that dream. For tonight, 171 Thompson Street, this is your life. The year 1898. Statue of Liberty, you're in your early teens. Each day, thousands of immigrants pass beneath your loving gaze. Their eyes fixed on the shores of paradise. New York City. They clutch in their hands small pieces of crumpled up paper which have scribbled on them the names and addresses of loved ones who have come before them. On countless pieces of crumpled up paper, an address that is dear to many of us today, 171 Thompson Street.
It's always been clear to us. We never had no chance. I was born into it, man, and I couldn't get out of it. Always knocking myself out, doing my job and everybody else's, and getting paid half what they got. You mean me and these little kids of ours are the only ones not getting nothing for Christmas again? I'm sorry, baby, that's all the money I got.
Little Tommy Wright has recently finished his last semester of college in a beautiful town someplace in the United States. The name of the town and the school are not important. What is about to happen to Tommy could happen to anyone, any place. Tommy has petitioned to graduate, but unfortunately for himself, he's neglected to use his catalog and has haphazardly picked his courses. What he doesn't realize, though, is that by the very nature of his neglect, he has indeed petitioned for entry into the school zone.
You say you want a college education, but you haven't got the funds. You say you crave some higher learning, but you don't have the time. You say you'd like to get back to the classroom, but you haven't got a car. Well, brother, your worries are over. San Diego City College is the place for you. Full programs for under $20. Classes to suit your working schedule. Downtown, close to all the bus lines. Quit clowning around, brother, and go see a counselor today.
City College, where your community begins.
Now go forth and multiply, my fluffy followers. Yes. Oh, by the way, it's getting colder at night. We'll be needing some new wool blankets. Yes. And we'll not be eating sheep anymore. Too tough. Lambs are more tender. Yes. And we might have to sell a few of you in order to meet expenses. Yes. But don't worry about a thing. Yes. I know where it's at. Yes. And the word is yes. Lovely.
Victor, 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 Victor.
Christmas is a time of sharing, of love, of remembering. St. Vincent de Paul's Joan Kroc Center feeds 350 residents 3 times a day. 125 of them are children. This season, through your kindness, we can give these children a memorable Christmas. Please donate your unwrapped gifts. Thank you, and have a happy holiday.